Well, hey everybody, welcome to the MenoLounge. I'm Julie Gordon-White, and I just hopped on a little early today because I have to talk about blueberry lemon. Woohoo! I can't wait to share our guest with you today, but before we talk to Rochelle, I thought you might want to know why all the blueberries and lemons are flying around Instagram. We are super excited to welcome Blueberry Lemon to the Bossa Bar family. Long time in coming. It is so good. Might be my new favorite. And I would tell you if it wasn't my new favorite, because brownie was my favorite, and now blueberry lemon might be my favorite. And I really wasn't a fruit kind of person. But oh my goodness, if you'd rather skip a blueberry muffin, go for a blueberry lemon Bossa Bar. If you have that sugar thing happening in the afternoon, I would say, even though this is only 150 calories, I had to check, it actually, because of the blueberries, has a little bit of a sweeter flavor, I would say, than our other bars. So check it out. It's only available on Amazon for the next 30 days. We want to give our Amazon algorithm some love. So hop over there and grab the 4-pack and try it. Let me know what you think. Okay, I see Rochelle is here. Hi, Rochelle. I'm bringing you up now. I've been really waiting for this. Rochelle, we're like around. Let's see if you're going to grab right here. Come on, Instagram. I should say something. Okay, here she comes. Hi. Hello.
Hi,
I'm wonderful. I'm a little
how are you?
overexcited today since we launched a new flavor for us. I know you're used to having a lot of new SKUs, new products, but for us, number 3 is like, that
No, it's
feeling, right?
amazing.
Thank you.
I
Getting
do.
that next little baby out of the
Congratulations.
gate, like go, fly, little birdie fly. So such an
It's the best thing. So yes, I wish you all the best. And I mean, oh my God, your bars are amazing. So of course it's going to do incredibly well. I have to tell you a story. I'm down
lucky,
in Florida for the winter
right?
because normally I'm in Vermont, but I'm a little delicate and it's a little freezing. So I come down here for the winter time, and my wife was just down last weekend for a
She's not
visit.
as delicate. She doesn't need to be
She
there all
has
the time,
her
huh? Okay.
that's right. That's right. She's pretty rugged. She loves it up there, loves to ski. Plus, she has her practice up there where she sees patients and everything. But when she was here, I shared one of your bars with her. And I have to tell you, she took the
Well, we're
entire
going
box
to have to
back
get
with
some
her.
more boxes headed to both of you then, and some blueberry lemon to try. So I'm so glad you enjoyed. Just like your
Amazing.
products, when, especially in midlife, when we can have something that's created just for us, so thoughtfully curated, I think we deserve it. So anyway, it just makes me happy, and I know it makes you happy too. So super glad to be with you today.
Absolutely.
Okay, I
Absolutely.
want to talk about your haircut because it's so badass, but we're going to talk about some other things, and then we're going to circle back to your haircut. So officially,
Okay.
please welcome you, Rochelle Weitzner, to from Pause Well Aging. I feel like a fangirl today, who is one of the original menopause-centric product founders and CEOs with Pause Well. I mean, you literally, I think you even trademarked um, uh, well aging. Is that correct? Well aging,
Well,
because
aging. That's
anti-aging is
right.
out. Well aging is in. So let's jump
Totally
in
out.
right there. We'll come back to your background too, which is fun and surprising. But well aging, how did you land on that, and why was that important to you?
Yeah, it was so important to me that we stopped talking about anti-aging. I know we're going to talk about my background in a little bit, but coming from the beauty industry, um, anti-aging was just so steeped into the vernacular there. And it was like, when when I hit, middle age, or essentially in my case, I had my first hot flash, which was at age 48. And that was when I realized that a whole lot of things, were about to change. And, I wanted to get prepared for what those were. And I just started thinking about how we talk about aging and the fact that it's always anti-aging, which to me means we're against aging.
No,
And no, I welcome
that's what
it
I
and
feel.
embrace it,
It's a
because what's the
blessing.
alternative,
Please let me
right?
age. It's how we age, right? We want to age vitally. I always
That's
say I
it.
want to be a sexy 101-year-old grandma, but I don't want to be old just for the
That's
sake of being old and
it.
dried up and boring. So yeah.
Right. That's right. And so that was where I took aging, and it was all about aging well, the way we choose to. And that's really where well aging came from. It was sort of my definition of, let's age however we choose to, and what that means for us. And, coming from the beauty business, that might mean, we want to use tools and products and services to help us along the way, or it might mean we don't want to do anything. No products, no injections, no plastic surgery, and that's our own.
I love that, and
definition of
especially
well-aging.
with menopause being such an individual journey, even though we know we've got this collective 34, whatever, probably 100 symptoms that many of us experience on some level, it's still quite individual. So I really appreciate you saying that, especially the beauty industry can be so harsh on women, so judgmental. And to have the approach of aging well and pick your adventure, right? It could be from zero to all these other
That's
awesome
right.
tools if you choose to do that. So I find that empowering.
Me too. I'm with you. And in my case, it was, oh well, let's start a company at age 50. Why
How do we
not?
think the same about that kind of weird thing? Like, oh, I feel so empowered by this. Let's start a company. Does everybody think that way, or just us?
I don't know. It was funny because I never wanted to be an
Always.
entrepreneur. I don't know about you. I mean, my background was always working for, pretty big companies. The first 19 years of my career was at International Paper Company, the world's largest paper and forest products
Not
company.
quite beauty, right?
The farthest thing from beauty, you can get to. But starting Pause Well Aging, it wasn't even anything I thought about. I felt like it was something I just had to do. And that's what
I felt
caused
the
me to
same
go forward.
about starting Boss of Ours. It was like I couldn't not do it once I'd sort of figured this thing out for myself and shared it. But I've always been an entrepreneur. I had a corporate career, but I was that kid who sold stuff door to door. So I always liked that. I mean, that was. And so talking
Okay.
about your background, Michelle, so you came from this paper background, you really are a finance person, and then you brought finance into beauty. So how did all that come together?
Yes. So I was, part of being with International Paper, I was the CFO of a billion-dollar container business that was based in Paris, France. And so I lived in Paris, but I worked in France, Italy, Spain, UK, Ireland, and Turkey, and traveled all over the place and became incredibly enamored with beauty and luxury and fashion and all of that. And so when I moved back to the US, I thought, I don't think I can stick around in paper. And so I learned that Laura Mercier, the very iconic makeup company, was looking for a CFO. And I thought, what better way to make a move into beauty than through a finance position? I knew I kind of had my fill of finance. I wanted to become more operational. But I started as the CFO, and it was Laura Mercier, it was Revive Skincare, it was Nikeo Beauty. And then I left Laura Mercier and became the CEO of Erno Laszlo, which is the 95-year-old skincare.
And so how was that transition? So here you are, and I'm guessing you're in your 40s at this point. So are you moving towards perimenopause and you're going from CFO to CEO in the beauty industry? Am I getting the timing right? And if so, how was that?
Yeah, I'm thinking
Early
I was
40s.
probably early 40s, when I sort of first got there. And no, I wasn't thinking about it at all. Honestly, I never thought about menopause until I had my first hot flash. It just, I knew of it, right? I had heard the term before. But like a lot of people, I thought menopause, okay, I had an image of the Golden Girls in my mind, or my grandmother, right?
Well, and that's what media presents to us.
What we
is that's not horrible, but that's
right.
not who we are in our 40s or 50s and today, not in our 60s for sure.
For sure. And what's so important about that is that image that we conjure up is actually post-menopause. The fact that there are 3 stages. I mean, did you know there were 3 stages
No,
when
it's just
you got
menopause,
into
right?
it? I had no idea.
Uh-huh.
That's
Exactly.
right.
So that makes sense then how, you weren't quite in the zone. You weren't in the zone.
Wasn't in the zone. So, I was very much following, the script, if you will, for typical beauty companies. I was talking about anti-aging, and things like that. And it wasn't until that I had my wake up moment that I thought this is just wrong and things really need to change. And I need to change the way
How was that
I'm
perceived?
talking about it as
Did
well.
you bring that up, at a board meeting or with your team? Like, we need to kind of take a new spin on this, or did it not emerge until you started your own company?
Yeah. It wasn't until my own company. And, because again, I wasn't thinking about it. I wasn't thinking about it until I had left Laszlo. I was driving to the beach one day. I was between, jobs. I was trying to figure out what was I going to do with my life at this point. I was doing a little bit of consulting work. And, when that hot flash hit me, it literally caused me to think about everything that was going on and to decide, there are no beauty companies out there speaking to women like me in their late 40s, 50s, 60s that are experiencing this next life stage, right, of menopause. And, it's like in for the beauty industry, when we turn 40, beauty just stops. And
next,
that was not
we're
okay.
Going back over here. So, we're finished with you now. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So that was when, everything just kind of came together. I said I was driving to the beach. It's not a joke when I tell you I got to the beach and started writing the business plan on the beach that day. And that was really how Pause was born in a hot flash.
That's where Pause was born, which I love. That's where all the goodness, I used to coach women entrepreneurs for 10 years, and we never slow down enough to hear those powerful whispers. And the fact that you were heading to the beach, you were already probably in the mindset of like, I'm going to go there, be at the beach and just enjoy myself. And then boom, here's this big burst of idea and off you're running. Changed your whole life, right?
That's it. Exactly. Right. That day changed everything.
That's exciting.
And
well, let's talk a little bit about the products and the science behind your products. I know you've got peptides, all the things to support collagen, but I don't know. I'd love women to hear about it from your lens, because there are products out there, but you were one of the very first to actually make something that was menopause centric. And so, like us, what does that mean to you, and how did that impact the formulation of your products?
Yeah. So when I knew I was going to start the line, there were 2 things I was thinking about. One was that I wanted to focus on skin health and wellness from the outside in with topical products. And in doing that, I wanted to create a complex. So, a blend of ingredients that would really address these physiological skin changes that come with menopause. And what are those? So those changes are: we lose collagen, we lose elasticity, we lose radiance, and we become excessively dry. Now, all of these things, they don't happen instantly.
And they happen, and you think, what the
minute you
heck?
enter perimenopause.
Yesterday I was good. Today, not so much. How did that happen? Yeah.
That's right. And I, each day I notice thinner and thinner skin. That's the thing I'm going through now. And I'm 54. So, still have ways to go for sure, but I'm seeing it happen. So I created a complex, which is a blend of vitamins, antioxidants, and peptides. I call it our Pause Complex. But I also want to be very transparent, because I feel like at this life stage, we don't care about a marketing story. Right. We want what works, what is really going to make a difference. And so on our website, I tell you exactly what is in the Pause Complex. It's not some mysterious thing. It's, it's niacinamide, it's vitamin C, it's Matrixyl 3000, which is an amazing, amazing peptide for really lines and wrinkles and things like that. So you can read about our complex to know what's in it. But so all of the topical products have this complex in it, along with additional ingredients to address whatever pain point we're trying to deal with, right? If it's hydration, if it's breakouts, if it's, eye bags, that sort of thing, that's really what we're formulating for. And then second was I wanted to have a product that would also address the skin health and wellness from the inside out. And that's where I have it sitting over here. We created
I saw
Fascia
Laura Geller did a
Stimulating Tool,
takeover on
and
your
that's what
page, and she was demonstrating it. Yeah.
She did. Yeah, that's going on today, which is very exciting.
Oh,
I took
fun.
over her Instagram yesterday. She's on ours today. Super fun. But yes, this is, it's all about collagen, right? Collagen is kind of where it's at. And why is collagen so important? Well, collagen, it's the support net of our skin. It's what gives us that density, that structure, right? It keeps us held tight and right, as I like to say. And when we lose collagen, things can start to sag and fall a little bit. This tool, which was designed by a doctor of physical therapy, who's a tissue and mobility specialist, the whole idea here is we want to spark our body's own production of collagen. So, our products, we don't have any topically applied collagen. That's not going to work. The molecule is actually too large and it will penetrate into the skin. So we have to cause our body to spark our own production of collagen. And we do that using this tool along with a collagen boosting moisturizer. It's a series of up and down strokes. And, my favorite place to use it is right here along the jawline, because I think about tightening and toning the jaw as well as the neck. You had me at neck. And the shape of it, right? Because that's where the first place
this is my spot, right? Like kind of like right here, and especially right here. Sometimes you take a photo of yourself accidentally from down here, like, who is that?
I'm so with you, And so what this does is this actually stimulates what are called fibroblasts. Fibroblasts are the cells that live within our fascia that are responsible for producing collagen. And what happens is, from age 0 to 20, those fibroblasts are actively producing collagen. They're working away. And that's why, a young person's skin looks amazing. From 20 to 40, those cells slow down. The fibroblasts, it's like they become a little bit tired. And from 40 on, it's almost like they're dormant. They've gone to sleep, but they're still there. And so we know through science, if we can create something called shear. Shear is when we move layers of fascia across each other. We can stimulate those fibroblasts, wake them up, and have them resume collagen production. And so that's what we're doing with this. You definitely want to use it with some sort of a moisturizer. We have what we call our collagen boosting moisturizer, but if you've got a favorite moisturizer, that's fine too. You just need to be able to get that slip and glide so that when you're holding this, and you hold it however it's comfortable for you, but you want it to move. And we're not doing, it's not a lot of pressure, right? Very light, light movements. And so it should be comfortable. You shouldn't be super red when you're finished using it.
I
5 minutes a day.
Feel relaxed just watching you do it. That sounds delicious. I'll have to get my hands on that. I tried one of your products that's a tightening product. I don't have it because I think I hid it away. My daughter came to visit and asked me, "What's this?" And I said, "It's not for you, so move away, sister." But it was in a small tube, and it was a tightening product that, just every now and then I would put under my eyes. What was that product?
So we do have an eye renewal treatment.
It must have been the eye renewal. It was like an instant kind of thing. I could just feel sort of the pulling, the tightening, no Botox required. Actually, I think I used it on my 11s too, because I can get pretty focused and get those. That was amazing. The feeling of that just the tightness when I wanted it and not wanting that all the time.
Yeah. I hear you. I mean, definitely. I love to say all the time, a friend of mine introduced me to this, keeping it tight and right. And I use that to talk about my face, because that's, that's what I'm after. Not everybody is, obviously, and that's okay. But yeah, I like to try to keep the sagging at bay, and that's why this tool is really,
Well, and
really
it's that
important for
tool
somebody who's
is very
interested
in
in
line
that.
because your products are vegan, correct? And
That's right. We're vegan, we're gluten-free, we're Leaping Bunny certified, so cruelty-free, non-GMO, and hormone-free too. And the hormone-free is also really important to me because, if a lot of women enter menopause through, because they're having cancer
right,
treatments,
surgically.
chemotherapy,
Mhm.
and other things induce, early onset menopause as well, and or surgical menopause is another thing. And so I wanted to make sure that anybody, no matter how they entered menopause, could use our
Yeah,
products. And so
I love
we're
that.
hormone
Your
free as
description
well.
could almost fit our bars, minus the bunny part. But yeah, those things are important, being gluten-free and vegan. And we need to have the cleanest things to put in our body and on our body, especially now.
I think that's exactly right. And for you and me, when we're starting
Mhm.
out, it's easy to do. It's a lot harder for some of the legacy companies who've been around for a very long time to now kind of wake up and think about, okay, how would we reformulate products that maybe we didn't use the cleanest ingredients before, to have them clean now? For us, it's kind
Why
of a
wouldn't
no-brainer, right?
we
We
do
can
it?
do it.
And
Why
thank goodness
wouldn't we
that
do
gives
it?
us a
Of
chance,
course.
to do our big magic in the world.
Yes,
So,
that's
okay,
right.
speaking of big magic, I need to talk to you about that haircut because it's so badass, which is to me, I always talk about menopausing like a boss. The haircut is all about menopausing like a boss. So talk to me about that badass haircut, please.
That's right. So I got to tell you, I mean, for years and years, I have had short hair, and I've always had kind of hair that would stand up, and I was probably paying a fortune to have my hair look that way too. Very recently, I have discovered
That's why you
the
said
barber
high
shop,
and tight,
and I now
because that's
go.
what my sons will say. I knew that's what,
That's
okay,
it.
I knew that was coming. Go ahead.
That's it. And so now I go to a barber, and it's like, it's amazing. The best haircut I've ever had. I can go every couple of weeks or so, which I find I don't even really need to do. But I found the most incredible barber down here in
Her.
Florida. I
Yeah, I
researched
was gonna
her on
say her. I
Instagram.
caught
She's
that.
female.
Awesome.
Um, yeah, yeah, and I just knew she was going to be the right one for me. But yeah, so this is sort of flat top
So
is
it's
is what
so
I tell her to
menopause
do.
boss. I love it. And see, let's see if I can read this because I don't have any readers on. The did I say this right? The real clean beauty sense. So boss. So yeah, exactly. And
Love
I think
it.
it just shows how powerful we can feel in midlife. And that's one of the things that I really like about your brand and who you are and how you show up is, it's like the fact that we're both have silver hair. That's another statement about how we can be so powerful. I'm going to be
Yep.
58 this year and just owning it. Like, yeah, all of it, all of it. This is our time.
Yeah. I love my silver
Me too.
hair, I have to say. I got it was silver fairly early. It continues to become even
Yeah,
more so, but yeah, I love it. I embrace it. I think I look forward to photo
having
shoots
fun.
and things like that, and just
Right.
having fun. One of the most fun things I did was, when we were a bit younger and we were so worried about what other people think about us, right? So I used to think, going to a photo shoot, do I have my Spanx? Am I ready? All of that, right? I did
Yes,
my
I
first
know.
photo shoot with no Spanx. No
I
Spanx.
know.
Now,
I was just going to
I
say,
love
we
Sarah
love
Blakely,
Sarah, of
right?
course, but no Spanx. Sorry. I think in your
Yeah,
50s,
that's
we're done with that. Not required.
not required. And and it was very liberating and
Exactly. It's
freeing
so
and
funny.
amazing.
It's just, I think the 50s, I've raised three kids, been married coming up 32 years, all beautiful. The 50s are the best. I think because you get to own yourself in your 50s. This is what I love about all the menopause brands, why I love having these conversations with everyone, because we worked so hard in the 20s to figure out who we are, what do we like, what are we good at. 30s, you start locking in a little bit, and then maybe you start a family or, really going deep and hard on your career. 40s, I think, are super hard. What do you think about your 40s? Everything is happening in your 40s.
I agree.
Um,
And tons of stress and so much, the need to really prove yourself at that
yeah.
point. And
With no
yeah,
empowerment, so
that
we
was
still
tough.
kind of have a lot of those things in the early 50s, but then we feel more empowered. 40s is just like, I'm still worried about what other people think and trying to make my way a little bit, and not so fun.
It's so funny. I say all the time that menopause is our passage to power. It's the time in our life, right, when we have the most freedoms that we've ever had. So like you were talking about, probably kids are out of the house, right? Maybe, you've just got more time for you. We're the wisest we've ever been. And we just don't give a crap what anyone thinks about us anymore. It's like a switch flips,
Right.
and you don't care anymore. And
It's
that
huge.
is so
And not in a way
liberating
that
and
like we don't
amazing.
care about people, right? But we're just not worried about
Right.
what other people think. We feel strong in who we are, our identity, what we've created, what we haven't created, the wins, the mistakes. It's all good. It's just really.
That's exactly right. And I find, I make tons of
That's
mistakes,
menopause.
tons. And it's like, okay,
Like,
yeah, exactly. Oh my God. And the
right.
brain fog,
That's
forget
part of
about
it.
it. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, which is why I love that your bars have MCT oil
I
in
would
them,
put more
because,
if
oh
I
my
could,
God,
or
for the brain fog.
it would just drip out of the side, but as much as we can stuff in there, the better. So how about some tips? Do you have any tips you'd like to share with our audience just about how to age well, from the outside in, inside out? Anything you'd like to share?
You know, I think maybe a couple things. First of all, when it comes to skincare, it's never too late to start. So, if you're sitting there and you're thinking, I've never done anything, or I don't even know what to do, or, how do I even begin? I like to keep things very simple. It's all about cleansing and moisturizing. If that's all you do, you're going to be in great shape. Find a great hydrating cleanser, and find a very, a moisturizer that was really made for the life stage that you're in, because our skin changes over time, and products that worked for us once before aren't going to continue to work. So find something that was really made for what you're going through. I think another thing is, definitely don't take yourself too seriously.
Right.
Have fun during this time, and don't be afraid to go out and do something crazy. In your case, in my case, we started companies. Crazy. I just started playing
Are you
football.
obsessed?
I'm obsessed.
I don't have time.
Right
you're
now.
You're farther in your entrepreneurial journey with this company that I have no time, but it is super fun. I love it too. I played.
Yeah. So much fun. So much fun. I'm having the best time with it. And these ideas that the media puts out there about what can be during our menopause life stage is not true. We can do what we want to do now. And, I find I recently lost 50 pounds. 50 pounds, and people say, how do you lose weight during menopause? How is that even possible? And, it took a long time. It took a lot of focus on really looking at how I was eating, what was my diet. Eliminating sugar is the key to everything. And then I just started moving, got out and walked. And, in Vermont, I can walk a ton. Here in Florida, I'm able to walk a ton. So, finding those things.
Oh, wow.
Too
That's huge.
Important.
Just, that you rediscovered yourself. That's what I find in most weight loss stories, and that I love that you said in menopause or in our 50s, we can shift our bodies, and we have to. And for health reasons, it's right. Still, today's the last day of February, heart disease month focus also. It's the number one thing that takes us out. And moving and not doing crazy cardio. I was hoping you were not going to say that you were doing hours of cardio, because, right? that creates so much stress and
No,
cortisol in the body. But walking, you know, you got to walk a lot. You have to make time. Even though that 10,000 steps
that's
was
it.
arbitrary, it was a marketing thing, but it's still really good. 10,000, 12,000, you can't, you know, go wrong. Or 5,000, especially for sitting all ding dang day. So, huge.
That's it. And I find myself like I'll take a break at midday and just go out and, you know, I'll walk anywhere 2 to 4 miles is typically how I'm walking. I like to listen to an audio book while I walk, and you know, it's like just
I
it's
love
my
it.
time. It's the
Move,
time for
move,
me.
move, but in a way that's empowering and restorative. Actually,
That's
is
it.
probably a better word, because walking is so restorative. When you can calm your nervous system, so good, so good, so good. I better walk a little bit more. I depend on my watch. It tells me, get
Exactly.
up, Julie, get up. I try to stand up, but I
Yep. Yep. I'm with you.
exactly.
Fitbit,
Let's
same
see,
kind of
Sam
thing.
here said that love that you started your companies in your 50s. Absolutely. Never too late. My friend Jen Marcus has a podcast, says you're not too effing old, which I think is so great, right? So, so good.
Right?
Okay,
So
we have
true.
that funny and fun statement, you know, menopause like a boss. And we kind of talked about what that might be, but I'd love to hear what you think when you hear menopause like a boss.
I mean, I think that's everything. That is like me to a T. I
I
thought you
did.
made that up
I
just for
did.
me. You know, I think it's just about being bold, being who you are, um, aging the way you choose to, and not
Oh,
giving a crap
and
what
I
anyone
get
thinks.
2 snaps on that, not giving a crap, being bold and aging. I love it. Okay, Rochelle, tell us, I'm sure everyone knows, but let's just remind them where they can find all of your amazing products.
Yeah, so pausewellaging.com is really the best place to find us. You can find us on Amazon. I will say I'm pretty excited that in April I'm going to be launching on QVC
Wow.
UK. Now, I have to tell you that the reason,
I
and
know
everyone's
why.
like, the UK,
Okay,
what
keep
about the
going.
US? You do know, because they're way more
Yeah,
progressive than we are here in the
right.
US about talking about menopause. And there's still, you know, we still get a bit censored. And I don't know if you found this even with your bars, because your bars talk about menopause and you know, you're really very much about this life stage like I am. And what I faced just to try to get, you know, get advertising, get the
Right.
media to write about us, to go on TV, go on air. And so thankfully over in London, they have a new show that they're starting called Menopause Your Way.
Wow.
And I'm super excited about it. So yeah, end of April is when I'm thinking
That is
we're gonna go
exciting.
live
So
over
can we have a
there.
conversation offline about that? I want to hear all about that. That is so cool. Well,
Absolutely.
as usual, it seems like you are leading the way in yet another direction, another path. So thank you for all of your pioneering and creating this space so others like myself can join and create products for women that we deserve during this life.
Well, and thank you for joining, and thanks for, you know, so I'm not alone anymore, and I have other company, and you know, I love what all of the other
Yeah,
companies are doing, and you know, how we kind of, you know, talk to each other in this space, and I just
I do
love the
too.
camaraderie
All
that
the
we have too. I
collaborating,
think
right?
it's
It takes
fantastic.
all of us to build. I love
Yep,
something that you say, science for the skin, community for your soul. Oh, beautiful. That to
yes,
me, that's also menopausing like a boss, right? It's such an abundant
that's
perspective
right.
on who we are at this time, what's possible for us, and especially when we do it together and for each other. So beautiful. Thank you, Rochelle. Will you come back again?
Amazing.
You definitely have to come back after April or May and tell us all about what's going on in the UK on menopause
I
and
would
how that
love
worked.
to.
I think that would be really fun.
I would absolutely love
Oh,
to.
of
This was so
course.
much fun. Thank you for having me. I wish you the
Oh,
best of
thanks.
luck with your new
Super
product
fun.
launch. So exciting.
Can't wait to get you
I
some.
can't wait to try it.
We'll be sending to Vermont and to Florida, right? Okay, we have you both covered, so you don't have to duke it out over the Vasa bars. And so you're on Amazon.
Amazing.
We're on Amazon. So hop over to Amazon, everybody, and put your Proswell favorite products in your cart and the new blueberry lemon Vasa bars in your cart, and you're pretty much set, ready to go. That's it. Thank you for being here. Come back again very soon, as we talked about, and enjoy the weather, because you see I have a leather coat on. It's cold here.
Yeah, I'm short sleeves.
Jealous. All right. Be well. Pause well. See everybody soon. Take care. Thanks so much, Rochelle. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.